Hey guys, Elite Legionarii here, bringing you a 1 vs 1 on Syrian flats for Rome Total War. I'll be playing as the Greek city-states, and Haphestion will be playing as Macedon. So, I'll have to play it pretty carefully here because cavalry-wise I have no options, and of course I have Cretians, but then again so does he, so I've got no missile advantages now. I do have an infantry advantage, but like I said, I'm going to have to use them carefully because of the cav issue. So I have 6 units of gold armoured hoplites, 1 unit of regular hoplites, and 2 units of non-upgraded Spartan hoplites, and I believe it was, I think it was 3, well, I can't remember actually, it might be 3 or 4 gold attack Cretan archers, and I have 3 units of militia cavalry. Everyone always underrates militia cavalry, but they are really useful if you use them properly. They can be very, very useful and helpful. So Haphestion had, let's see, 1, 2, 3, I think he had 6 units of, 5 or 6 units of gold attack, royal pikemen. I believe it was this companion cavalry with silver gold. He's got 4 of those. He's got 4 regular archers with, I think, gold attack, and he's got 2 Cretians, which he's already using to open up on me. But I'm opening up on him as well, so he's definitely a good player though. When I was playing him I was having a pretty hard time trying to get above him on it in the battle. So anyway, we're just going to continue missile dueling here a bit, but I don't want to continue this on too long because I know I'll lose it because he's got more archers than me, and of course with those Cretians there I'm unable to actually keep range on these guys very easily. So in a moment you will see me use bring my militia cav in here and try and force some of these guys back. I'm not too concerned about if I get that many. Just if I force them back, it allows me to open up on them continuously, and as you can see he is actually dominating what these 2 Cretians are his. So I think they're more upgraded than mine, but I might be wrong there. It's hard to tell in that mix. But as I said before, he was a very skilled opponent, and I think he's actually a clan member from the Chaos Clan. And it's been a long time since I've done any clan fighting, so at the time I don't think I was aware of this though, but I think he messaged me and told me. So anyway, the missile duel is pretty even on this side, but pretty one-sided for his 2 Cretians there. But anyway, I'm going to move my guys in here. Now I do wish I had turned off fire at will here because I wanted to use those javelins on his archer units, and I didn't turn it off, so that was a bit of a mistake. But I do manage to rout one of his units here. Just coming for a quick strike like this. I would like to have hit more, but I believe I probably would have got caught out by his companion cavalry, so I didn't do that. But it does give me a slight edge in the missile duel, although I did lose quite a lot of my cav there, so that wasn't entirely perfect. But the idea was to cause disruption, but he was quick with his cav and I was not able to capitalise on that. So as you can see, the missile duel, it's good on this side, but it's pretty bad on this side. So I'm going to have to get on the offensive soon because otherwise I'm not going to have enough missiles left to carry me through the fight. So I will start to move my guys up. And there's very little I can do to protect my archer, so the only thing I can hope is that he'll keep his cav around to stop my cav harassing him, because I'm going to need to get into the thick, and I can't leave units behind because I need that to protect against his cav. But he's going to have to use his cav anyway if he wants to win the infantry fight, because I have a lot better infantry and I have more upgrades. So infantry wise I'm a lot better, but his royal pikemen, the thing with royal pikemen and say silver shields and stuff is there's a lot of them, so they do take a while to dislodge, even if you're using superior pikes. It's just the numbers thing, like Spartans have 80 or whatever, but these guys have 120, so it'll still take them a while to push through them, so that's just due down to numbers. So the point there is I'll have to hopefully be able to deal with them quickly, and he's trying to move here and I want to move while he's trying to catch him out of position, so I'm rushing him here. That's my plan there. And I haven't upgraded my Spartans because I really don't need to. Spartans will be more than capable of keeping his cav out. And all I'm doing here is I just want to occupy his cavalry. If he can't use them, then that's great. And while this has been happening, I've been able to shoot up a lot of his men here. He's going to use his missiles to actually disrupt my charge here. Good move. That was a good move. But I do manage to rout them, which is useful. And these are going to be right on my flank, which isn't the greatest. So I'll probably aim my target missiles on my own archers on there and try and use my cav to keep him out like this. And I should have really not allowed this to go on as long as I did. It wasn't really the most ideal thing to do, because now I am actually taking quite a lot of casualties to that, so that wasn't really very good work on my part. So it's his 6 Royal Pikemen versus my 6 Armoured Hoplites. So my Armoured Hoplites will have no worries, but of course those cav are going to be a real problem. And at this point I thought, well, he's going to kill off my my archers, but at least it'll keep his cavalry out. So I'm going to actually rush this unit in here, because I'm confident that my Spartans can hold the flank, but unfortunately this unit routs. So the duel begins, and so very surprisingly I was getting pretty bashed up by them. I'm not really sure what that was about. He outflanks me here, but I have a Spartan here and he tries to get into the flanks, and I'll use my other Spartan to keep him out, basically. But for some reason, I do not know why, some of his Royal Pikemen were winning the fight, and I didn't know why. Over here I can see why I started to lose there, because his cav. But like in the centre and stuff, I was actually getting beaten pretty badly by these Royal Pikemen, even though I have better units and more upgrades, so it was really weird. I was surprised that happened, to be honest, but never mind. It was the strangest thing, really. But anyway, I do manage to mostly win him out in most areas. But really surprisingly, he just burst straight through there, and I have no idea why. It was really strange and kind of frustrating. But over here I use my Greek cav, my militia cav for actual hammer and anvils here. I know ordinarily they're hopeless at that, but it should be able to just give me a little bit of an edge here. But by this point I was looking pretty bad. I was having a hard time keeping his cav out of this fight, and the focus was keeping the cav out of the fight. But what really sort of got me is these units destroyed my Armoured Hoplites so quickly on their own. I couldn't understand it, because I've never seen that happen before in all my time on Rome. A Royal Pikeman versus an Armoured Hoplite, Royal Pikeman should lose every time. I do manage to rout one of them over here, which was good. They really should lose every time, and in most cases they have in this fight, but one of them punched through and it didn't get cav support, so I really don't know how the heck that happened. But over here he gets his cav, and I'm having a really hard time trying to keep his cav away from my line here. It is proving difficult. As I said, he was a skilled player. It's not too hard to do it against a player who's not quite so skilled, but this guy is. But fortunately I'm doing a pretty good job, and I've got a few missiles left, and I've managed to deal with most of his missiles that were left, so it's pretty even at this stage. But if I can't deal with his cav, I'm going to be in some serious difficulty here. These guys run out of ammo, I think. I wish I put them into loot tight. I don't know if I did, that was pretty stupid. But this just puts more pressure on them, and now I can turn units around to face these cav that have come in, and I can keep them out. So I mostly deal with his cav. It wasn't easy though. Like I said, this isn't too hard to win with Greece if you're against a player who doesn't know how to deal with what Greece is going to try and do to deal with your cav. I like using the Greek C-states, but they're not that easy because of the cav weaknesses. But I'm doing a pretty good job against his infantry, but the problem was my infantry did not defeat his quick enough for me to be able to win this fight as quickly as I thought I could. Usually they will, but occasionally if the player plays very well, they can get a lot out of Macedonian Royal Pikemen against the Greek cities. But as you can see, this fight is right down to the wire, and I love these kind of fights, and I have absolutely no problem losing to them. I am going to lose this fight by this stage, and I have no problem with that though, because he was a friendly opponent, and he was good about it. I do hate losing to people when they are real cocky and mean to you and all that, because it's just really annoying then. So I'm trying to keep his cav away and trying to get round about flank him here, and I've got to turn around and face his companions here, and I just don't have enough left. But even unupgraded, these Spartans are just cleaning up, even though we've got cav and Armoured Hoplite, not Armoured Hoplites, Royal Pikemen into them. So but my general route's there, and that's pretty much the end of me. But this was a really close fight. It was actually extremely close, and I really enjoyed it. This was a really good game to Haphestion, and a well-earned victory by him. He played very well. He used his cav just right. I did my best to try and keep keep them out of my line, but it was pretty tough. I tried using distractions with my own cav. I tried using my Spartans in the back there to keep them out. I probably mucked around too long coming into the fight, and it got weakened by missile fire. I think that might have been why I was far less efficient than I otherwise would be in the infantry department. But ordinarily I should have been able to deploy the infantry much quicker than that. I'm not really sure why I got unlucky that time. But it's a real Pyrrhic victory for him anyway. He's not really come out with many units left at all. So that was a really fun fight though. And he's just going to mop me up here, so I might just triple speed just for the last little bit of this fight while he mops me up. But it was a close defeat, and I had 608 men, 625 kills, so I did have probably like 60 more kills than him, but I have like practically nothing left, whereas he has 203 left for his total of 755. So he did have more men, but that's mostly probably because his units have got 40 more men in them. So and he did have practically wipe out my entire army. So if you look at the stats here, the armoured hoplites, they really didn't do as well as I'd liked. This one did very well, and this one did pretty good. The Spartans, they didn't do that great either. The Cretians, they did pretty good. And if you see, look at these militia cav, 44, 41, 25, that is pretty good for militia cav, especially when they got to go against companions and a good deal of archers. So people always say they're crap. It's not true. It's just a matter of how you use them. And I've gotten much better at them. I didn't used to be the greatest at them, but they can be. They're a skirmishing unit. You don't want to just put them into a fight unless you can add them in for support or something. And they're good distraction area and that type of thing. So it's good to use them that way. But this was a well-earned fight by Haphestion. It was a really, really good battle, and thanks for playing, man, because I did enjoy it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I believe I'll have some more coming up soon, so I will see you then.